Imagine generations of Americans who are invested in their country and a government where everyone has to serve at the bottom and work their way up through determination, leadership, ambition, and skill. I'm going to discuss some of the main topics involved in the debate surrounding a citizen's term of service, including whether or not the citizen's term would violate the 13th Amendment, how it could work, and some of the benefits America and the individual would receive. First, we must understand why the legality of a citizen's term of service is in question. Neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as a punishment for crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States or any place subject to their jurisdiction. That is the 13th Amendment, and it was put in place to abolish slavery. The term involuntary servitude is a key word in the text, and one may argue that would include any form of mandatory service. That is very true, assuming that the term is a requirement, you would have to do it in order to remain innocent of a crime. There are many things we legally must do in this country, and this includes registering for the draft, acquiring a social security number, paying taxes, and soon to have health care. These are things you must do. A citizen's term is not really a requirement, just a good suggestion that helps both you and the country. Now that we looked at the legality in question, let's take a look at how it could work. First, there would have to be two separate categories of individuals, citizens and civilians. Once you graduate high school or acquire your GED, you must make a choice. Do you want to be a citizen or a civilian? Becoming a citizen would have a lot of perks that would entice the majority of people to join that rank. This includes the ability to vote, participate in Social Security, employment placement, perhaps even a decreased tax rate. Also, low-cost health insurance, and it would be a requirement to run for any form of government. Remaining a civilian would not require you to do anything else. You just go on about your life. Term of service would not be necessarily be military. In fact, it would be longer if you go that route. The military term would have to be a minimum of 2 years, as it costs too much to train a soldier to American standards. The government simply could not afford to train someone for 4 to 6 months, simply to have them turn around in less than a year. This would require some reconfiguring the way our military's rank structure works, especially on the commissioned officer side. The standard work term would be 1 year, or about 2,080 hours. It could work just about in any government section. You'd be compensated for your time, and you'd make the same pay as an E1 in the military, provided living quarters, meals, and medical care. This would give you on-the-job training for a career of your choice if you went into your chosen field during this term. Another exciting point of this term is you can build your connections while serving. If you're good at your job, your superiors will have the ability to recruit you into a long-term contract, providing job security. Understanding how it would work is important. Now let's look at some of the benefits. First and foremost, the system would be integrated to improve overall quality of America and its people. Did you know that according to PrisonPlanet.com, Switzerland has the lowest crime rate on the planet? Robert Heinlein once said, "An armed society is a polite society. Manners are good when one may have to back up his actions with his life." Everyone in Switzerland has served a mandatory term of service, and they continue weapons training throughout their life. This makes a compelling argument for a military mandatory term, but I digress. We have too many people, and our Constitution will not allow it. While we may not see as large a decrease in crime rates, criminals would be much more hesitant to break in a house if they thought, hey, there's a good chance that person has a gun, and a really good chance he knows how to use it. While receiving training in leadership, one consistency always stuck out to me. If you want your troops or employees to work harder, get them invested. When you work on something for a year, you want to succeed. Individuals who have invested time and effort into our country would be more apt to do things like vote with an informed decision or take charge themselves and run for office. The generation of entitlements will no longer be a factor. If you think the government owes you something, earn it. With the majority of the population doing some form of service with the government, state and federal organizations would have the top pick of the most young talent coming in. Ambitious people who want to ensure they have the best possible surroundings for their goals would most likely take the term of service to grant their citizenship. The military could reorganize their officer corps based around proven talent in the servicing units. That would provide a strong leadership overall to the men and women who do battle on this country's behalf, where leadership is needed the most. Enough about how this would be better for the country. How would this be better for you? While the additional benefits for the country as a whole are pretty compelling, getting people to do this selflessly would never work. A guaranteed job upon graduation of high school is something that most people could not fathom today. An immediate job with guaranteed food and shelter would be an amazing start for most people's lives. If you were to do your service and get out, the opportunity would be there for you to save almost a year's worth of wages to begin your life. If you choose to stay in federal service, there's a good chance you have a career path that you can follow and become very successful. Your elected leadership would be made up of individuals who know where you have been, as they've done it too. The ability to truly empathize with those they serve, provide a connection to the common people that most politicians today lack. You could be getting ready to vote and look at your TV with recognition of a candidate. There's a decent chance you might actually know them. Another positive attribute of the system is pride. Having invested into the country in which you live will give you the ability to look around and say, wow, I helped build this. I helped make this place great. Working in the government might just inform you on important topics being discussed, laws being passed, and policies being made. If you were to work with public works for your term, you'd be more informed on the decisions in that field. Having an idea of what's going on in the government would give you a serious heads up on the issues that directly affect you. If used correctly, the system could even be used to reform immigration. If you are a natural born citizen, increase the term length, and at the end you get a citizenship. Of course, this would not be the only way to immigrate, just another resource to perhaps smooth out the process and make it easier for those who have been waiting a long time. Citizenship term of service would be a powerful tool to help transform this country. Today I spoke about the legality of the citizen's term of service, how it could work, and the benefits it holds for both the individual and America. Today's America has lost their sense of what it is to be American. National pride is severely lacking in our youth and the generation of the entitled. A citizenship term of service could be used as a powerful tool to ensure our military has the best leaders, guarantee that our leadership understands us, and reinvest America's youth into the country. And it all starts with a simple question. Do you care enough about your country to serve her?